First of all, I'm a full drunk, so I'm gonna hold on to this because that's professional. And I totally lost my train of thought. I have panic disorder, and it makes me like totally out of it all the time. Like, this isn't drinking. This is me with my panic disorder. I'm not totally drunk. I'm actually totally drunk. What I was going to say is, first I was going to say, you should be prepared. Wow, this is slanted. You should be prepared because, I don't know if you read, like, last week I wrote this post about, like, thanks for the zombies, Jesus. And BlogHer was like, oh, we like that, we'll spotlight it, but, no, we're not putting the Jesus part in there because that's offensive. So they took it out, which I don't care. But if you're offended by Jesus, you need to get the fuck out now because I'm about to say cunt a lot. But this is also part of my panic disorder. This is my confidence wig, and this is what I wear when I get scared. So, okay. So, I wrote this post. I was on anesthesia because I got my wisdom teeth taken out, and they gave me like bone grafts, and so they gave me major anesthesia. And then because I'm an addict, I immediately am like, I just have my laptop, and I'm like in the car, and my husband's like, are you blogging? And I'm like, no. And I told him like. Then the next morning, I wake up and I'm like, oh, I should look at my blog, and I'm like, someone fucking wrote a blog? I have no memory of this whatsoever. I think it's very fitting that I'm a little drunk. What the hell? Okay, I think it's very fitting that I'm drunk while I'm actually reading this. Okay, it's called Hi, spelled H-I-G-H, fittingly. What's this echoey? Is it echoey to everybody?
Yeah.
Just me? I'm strong. Okay. Okay, it's called Hi. Hi. Oh, hi. I'm high. I just took 6 pills. 6 pills is a lot. But I'm alive and minus wisdom teeth. I thought I wrote a post explaining about being high a couple minutes ago, but I can't find it. Where are you, little entry about being high? Did I dream you? Did you know that I have 161 unpublished entries in my draft file? That's a lot, right? I'm tempted to publish all of them right now just to freak you all out. But I feel like I regret it a lot once I sobered up because seriously they're not very good. So I got some laughing gas and I was all, this stuff is poorly named because I don't feel like laughing at all. And then they started an IV like this and stuff, and I felt this overwhelming urge to laugh, and I got caught in that giggle loop where like you're trying not to laugh and then it makes it like worse. And like you're at a funeral and you're laughing and you're like trying not to laugh and you're like, you know, bent over and you're like shaking and tears are coming down your eyes and everybody's like, oh, she misses her grandma. But in actuality, you're just laughing at how funny the word cunt is. And it's actuality a word because I use it in my head all the time but not out loud. And I also pronounce it in a British accent in my head. And then, I don't know why, for some reason I wrote cunt a lot here, and then laughed. Ha ha ha. That was funny to me. So anyway, the surgery was fine, except I got super pissed off that they wouldn't give me my teeth because I wanted to sell them on eBay like Corey Haynes did. And they were all like, oh, we've already thrown them away. And I was like, fucking liars, young ones, you can sell them. I totally accused them, and my husband was like pulling me out. And the dental assistant's like, are you okay? And I'm like, oh, I'm awesome. I throw up out the window. so she's like, okay, we gotta repack the gauze. And so she's repacking the gauze and there's vomit. And I'm still throwing up out the window. And I'm like, this is exactly like college except with more dental assistants. Then after that, I fell asleep for the rest of the day. And then Victor woke me up at midnight to tell me that someone was sneaking around our house. Victor's my husband, by the way. And I was all, something sneaking around in our house? Like a leprechaun? I was still high. And he was like, no drunkie, someone's outside the house. So he got the riot gun and he ran outside. I'm from Texas, by the way. We all have riot guns. Where's the riot guns? And the NRA, whatever. Okay, so I sat there thinking that he was never going to be able to shoot that leprechaun because those things were freaking nimble. And I dial the 9 and the 1, and I wait, and I'm like, well, I'll wait until I hear the gunshot. in for our package, and like he was coming over to deliver it, and Victor had the sawed-off riot gun. That was nice. But what's even funnier is that I actually accidentally dialed, instead of 911, I had dialed memory 1, and so I left a voicemail at my work about leprechauns. So anyway, I'm ouchie, and I need more drugs, and you know what? And this has like many like exclamation points and whatever, which I never use, so this is why I know I was totally out of it. Turns out I didn't have wisdom teeth on the top and just on the bottom, and when they told me that, I yelled, "Kick ass!" And some kid down the hall started laughing his ass off, and then the giggle loop started again, and I couldn't stop laughing. And also, every time I say guess what to Victor, he's like, "You didn't have wisdom teeth on the top of your mouth because you told me that like 9 times already?" And I'm like, "Really? 9 times?" And he's like, "Yeah, 9 times." And then I think about that moment in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So Principal Rooney was like, "Ferris Bueller's been gone for 9 times." His mom's like, 9 times? And then he's like, 9 times. And then I start laughing, and I'm too high to explain why, so Victor makes me go back to bed. And then I wrote, "Hey, did you know I have a really big announcement to make that I can't make yet, because I do, and it will fucking blow your mind."